Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I figured I would show you guys my little go-to glam. This is just what I wear when I'm going out to events, parties, date night, just the glam that I feel confident in. So I just figured I would show you guys that, and also my longwear routine for my base. Yeah, let's get started. So first things first, let's get this hair out of my face. So first thing I'm gonna go ahead and start with are my brows. I'm going to use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Brown. And since my brows are already a little bit more on the full side, I don't fill them in too much. I just fill in wherever it's sparse. And just always make sure you're going in with the light hand when you're using a brow pencil or just any brow product, because things can get crazy very quick. All right, so to clean up my brows and to prime my eyelids, I am using the Tarte concealer. This is the shade 20B. I always just go in with a flat brush. This one specifically is an Anastasia brush. It's the number 18. And then with whatever's left on here, I just put it on my lid. Sometimes I even go in with a little bit more just to really coat my eyelid. I'm just gonna grab some translucent powder to set my eyes. For this look, we are only using brown shades mainly. Anytime I see bronzing palettes like this one, especially if they're on the affordable side, I will always pick them up, just because even though these are not all going to be bronzing shades for one person, you can multi-use this into shadows. And I always tell people that makeup 99% of the time is multi-use, so you can use it for a million different things. So this is what we're using on the eyes today. So I'm going to start with this really light shade, and then not sure if I mentioned it, but this is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder Palette. Fluffy brush. This is the Morphe X Aerial brush in A11. And we're dusting this mainly in the crease, but just all over the eye. And please do not forget to blend your transition shades into this part of your nose, where your nose and your eyebrow meets. I'm not sure what that's called, but it literally helps blend in your nose contour later on when you're in that process. It makes everything look really seamless. So another reason why I like to do my eyeshadow first 99% of the time is because I do get a little messy with it. So once we're done with the eyeshadow, we could just go in with the wipe or some micellar water and clean it up. Now that we have that first shade to the intensity we want, we're going in with the next shade. So, and I'm gonna take it on that same brush. I'm not switching brushes. We're just gonna fill our brush. And I am tapping away a lot of excess. And then this second shade, we're gonna try to focus it more in our crease. So we're not gonna go crazy with it, just in the crease. Now moving on to the darkest shade after that. Ooh, that's gonna be this shade right here, and I am gonna go in with a different brush this time. Going in with the same Morphe X Aerial collection in A25. This one I'm going to just keep on my outer V right here and just buff it upwards, whatever's left. Just kind of blend it into the crease, but I want to focus my product more on my outer corner. And I swear when you're doing eyeshadow looks like this, it doesn't look like you're getting a lot of color on your lid, or it doesn't look like a lot of, like much is happening on your eyes. But once you put everything together, you can really see that every shade did its job. I feel like it's a little too harsh. You could go back into the other brush that you were using with no excess product and just further diffuse whatever lines you got going on. Last shade, darkest shade in the palette, same little brush, same thing. We're just going to focus it on that outer V. And just make sure you always keep that first brush you used or another clean fluffy brush just to go back in and further diffuse any harsh lines. Right, now that I have that at the intensity I want, I'm going to go in with this little MAC Semi-Sweet ×9 palette. I don't believe they make these anymore. I think they kind of branded them, but I'm going in with this little white shade right here. I'm gonna go ahead and use this busted old elf brush. It doesn't have a name, but it's just a little small blender brush like this. We're just focusing this right here in the inner corner. We're basically creating like a faux cut crease. And if you would like, you can go in with some glitter in this area as well. Now that I laid that down, we're going in with that first brush that we used and just buffing this inner corner out a little bit. Just lightly tapping on top of that area. And you can go back and forth a few times until you get the intensity that you want. I'm gonna do just a little line above my lash line with some black eyeliner. I'm gonna use my MAC Liquid Last waterproof liner. Going with some, basically micellar water. And we're gonna clean all this up. This is literally why I do my base afterwards, because I like to be able to get messy when it comes to eyeshadow and not worry about it ruining my foundation. So now for my base, first things first is primer. I'm going in with my Oil Sucker Extreme Mattifying Primer. I love this stuff. If you have super oily skin, or if your T-zone gets really oily, this is such a good primer. It does take a little bit of a learning curve, but once you figure it out, it's perfect. On the perimeter of my face, I'm also using my NYX face glue. This one I only use in my T-zone. This one I use all over. And I just try to keep this as much as I can on the perimeter of my face. Primer, make sure you shake it up. Usually grab about a pea size amount. Oh, yeah, that's good. Focus it, like I said, on my T-zone, my nose for sure, under my eyes. And we do have to let this dry for 3 minutes. And you're supposed to remain expressionless, so that's what we're gonna do. Because with this primer, I probably look weird right now, but you can literally feel it like tighten. It's so like, I love it, but like I'm still not used to the sensation. It's so weird. Now that it's all dried up, I don't know if you can see on camera, but look at how like it really looks like I have saran wrap on my pores. Look at that. Like, it's so smooth, it's freaky, but I love it. So for foundations, I usually like to mix my MAC Studio Fix all over a pen. Why do I use shade NW15, and then I mix it with my Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation in Ivory. It's 00AA. So I do a pump and a half of this one, And then I do one full pump of the pen. I dot it all over my face. Y'all already know the drill. And then for foundation, hola. For my brush, we're just gonna go in with this e.l.f. Complexion Duo Brush. I love this brush so much that I have two, and I might go buy more. Grab whatever's left on my hand and just coat my brush with it. And then we just go in to blend. And don't forget to blend down your neck. My trusty dusty e.l.f. Halo Glow Wand in the color light medium. And then recently I've been liking mixing in a little bit more of a contour shade. So this is a Beauty Creations X Corpse Bride like cream palette. So I'll mix these two and I'll put a tad bit around my face. I'm gonna put those shades first. And then I just pick it up on this flat brush. This is a large eyeshadow brush, E203 by Urban Decay. And then I'm using this Beauty Creations super old brush and buffing it out. I'm gonna do a few dots of this e.l.f. Glow Wand mini on my forehead. And then a little bit down the bridge of my nose. Use my e.l.f. Camo blushes. Just depends on my mood. I think today I'm gonna go in with the coral one. This one's this one is called Coral Crush. A little bit of this does go a long way. And then I'm gonna blend it out with this Anastasia 830 brush. For concealer, using this MAC 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I use the shade NC15. And on top of that, I go in with my Hourglass Vanish Concealer. I use the shade Birch. So with the MAC one, I do go in a little heavy-handed. And then I'll put some down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead. And I do let that dry for a little less than a minute. Just using this Morphe sponge for the concealer. And I usually just place this one right in the inner corners right here. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before here, but with this Hourglass concealer, you gotta move quick. I don't know how the girls do it when they let it dry down, but if I don't move quick with this one, it'll settle and then it's not budging. Now to set that concealer in place, we're using my Milani Fit Me powder, pressed powder in translucent to make sure everything's blended. And then I set. It's literally like magic. Look at how blurred compared to this side. This powder makes me. I love it. The rest of my face, I do go in with the foundation powder. I don't have my perfect shade in this MAC foundation powder. I use two shades. So I go in with NC20, which is a little darker. And then I go in with NC10. So I just mix these like on a big fluffy brush. Same thing. This is a super old Beauty Creations brush. Where'd that happen? This is a super old Beauty Creations brush that I'm pretty sure I stole from my mom when I was in high school, and it's still going. So I'm using my One Size loose powder. This one's in Ultra Pink. And I know 2 powders under the eyes is excessive. You don't have to do that. This is just my personal preference. So for blush, I'm gonna use this Makeup Revolution Roxy palette. Mine is super busted, but I'm gonna use this little orangey shade. I'm gonna use it on this blush brush. I'm not sure what brand this even is. And with these blushes, you do have to build it up a little bit. I don't mind, because it gives me a little bit more work room, more wiggle room, if you will. But just be mindful of that. You're not gonna get like straight up pigment with these, at least not most of the lighter shades. You do have to work it up. All right, for bronzer, surprise, surprise, we're going in with the same palette and an angled brush. I am gonna use the second darkest shade, which is this one. For my nose, since I do want to be a little bit more precise, I do grab a little fluffy brush, bronze my nose a little bit. And same thing, I blend it all the way up into my brow. For setting spray, this is it. This One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray is going to literally seal everything. This is literally hairspray for your face. Just make sure you shake it and keep it far away from your face. Brow gel, 24-hour brow gel by Benefit, the clear one. This is my current favorite perfect fluffy lash. I did make a little TikTok about these. These are the Juvia's Place Nubian Lash in Kush. So they're just cute little fluffy, almost end lashes. So we're gonna pop these on. Quick little eyelash tips. If you are someone who struggles, oh, my eye's watery. If you are someone who struggles with your eyelashes lifting up throughout the day and needing to reapply glue, try applying glue not only to your lash band, but directly onto your, like the top of your lashes. And then whenever you go to apply your lashes, always have a mirror and look downward when you're applying them. That way you can get them perfectly on your lash line. And come in from upwards. And boom, just like that. Look how perfect and fluffy and just gorgeous these are. I'm gonna go finish my makeup off and I will be right back. Okay, for my lips, I went ahead and used 2 MAC lip liners. So I go in with Strip Down first, and then I go in with a little bit of Cork just for more definition. My MAC lipstick in Myth, I love this. This is my favorite lipstick of all time. And then my NYX Butter Gloss in Eclair. This is the finished Glam. What do we think? I absolutely love this. I feel so confident, so beautiful in this makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did watch, make sure you like my video. Any comments you want to leave me are always appreciated, and I will just see you guys in my next video.